So guys, now let's have a understanding of break and continue keywords in a nested for loop as they behave a bit differently in a nested for loop, yes, but with a same original concept. But before that, I hope you have a basic clarity about break and continue, what they do in a for loops. So now let's understand how does break and continue behaves in a nested for loop. So this is our nested for loop. Now let's see everything with a line by line execution because that will give you a full clarity. So first let me restart it. Yeah. And now let's me run it again. Yeah. And see, this is a memory uh, in this Python module. So look at this very carefully because that will give you a full clarity. So with the first iteration, we have created this memory I, and now I is referring to the first item of this particular iterator or list. In this case, now we have gone inside in our inner loop, and in this if statement, this j value with the first iteration is referring to the 11, so we will not meet this condition, so we'll skip out from this if statement. So now we are printing this I and j, and value of I and j is 1 and 11. We have printed out this 1 and 11. Now we have gone back for the second iteration of our inner loop. So in the second iteration, after execution of this line, now this j value will change to 34. Again, we are not meeting this condition, so again we will skip this whole if statement. So now the I and j value is 1 and 34, so we'll print this 1 and 34. Now we have gone for the third iteration of our inner loop. Now we are meeting this condition. Now in the third iteration, j value has become 63. Now look at very carefully what will happen. So do you see what has happened? We have gone back to our outer for loop. So as this is our whole inner loop, so whenever we meet a break keyword in any inner loop, so we'll exit it out from that specific loop, not from the whole loop, only from that specific loop. So that's what happened as we made the break keyword in the third iteration of our inner loop. We exited out only from our inner loops, and we went back for the next iteration of our outer for loop. So in the next iteration, now after execution of this line, now this I value will become 2, and now we in this iteration the j value has become again 11. So again we'll skip out this if statement, and I and j value in this memory is 2 and 11. We'll print out this 2 and 11. So again we have gone back for the next iteration of our inner loop. So again this j value is 34, so we'll print it out this 2 and 34. And now again in a third iteration of our inner loop, now this j has become 63. Now we will again meet with this break keyword. So and now we know very well that whenever we'll meet with a break keyword in any inner loop, so we'll exit it out from that particular inner loop. So now in this case, this is our inner loop, so we'll not print it out this I and j. We'll only get back for the next iteration of our outer loop. So now we have gone back for the next iteration of our outer loop. Now I hope you have getting a good idea what does this break keyword does in a nested for loop. So now let me run the whole loop with a single command, and I hope you have getting now full understanding how we are getting these outputs. Now let me again restart it. Now let me clear the output. Now let's see what does this continue keyword does in a nested for loop. So now I think this let me yeah. So let me again run the whole code with a line by line execution as usual with a first iteration. Now this I value is 1, and now we have gone inside in our inner loop. So in a inner loop, now j value became 11. Now we are putting this condition: if I will be 2 or j will be 34, then we'll meet this continue. So now in this iteration, I value is 1 in the first iteration which got from over here, and J value is 11 which we got from over here. So we are not meeting any of these conditions, so we'll skip out this particular if statement. So we'll print it out, this I and J. So we got this 1 and 11 because that's what in the memory. Now we have gone for the second iteration of our inner loop. So in a second iteration, now we'll meet with this condition. So now let's execute this line. So now J value has become 34. Now we are meeting this condition. So in a whenever we meet this OR operator, so if we meet any of the condition, so we always pass this condition. So now we'll go inside in this particular if statement. If you're not getting this clarity, then please check my video about logical operators. So again, that video link also you can find in that topmost right hand side corner link. So you can find those videos over there. Now when we are going inside, so now look at very carefully what will happen now. So do you see, we did not go for the next line. We immediately exited out from that iteration, not from the loop, but only of that second iteration of our inner loop. Make sure the second iteration, again I am repeating, of our inner loop, and we have gone for the third iteration. Now when I execute this, now the J value will become 63. Now again we are not meeting any of these conditions, so we are printing this I and J. Now we have completed all the iteration of our inner loop. So now after execution of this line, we'll exit it out from our inner loop. Now we have gone back for the second iteration of our outer loop. So now what will happen? Now in this iteration, this I value has become 2. So now when I value is 2, so now with all the iteration of our inner loop, we will meet this continue keyword because I value is 2 over here. So again, we are meeting this continue keyword. So we have skipped that particular iteration. So we did not meet this particular print function. So we have gone back for the next iteration of our inner loop, which is with 34. So now again, we are meeting this condition continue because we are meeting both of these conditions, but we don't not even look at this second condition because whenever we meet with the first condition in a OR operator, we stop that execution and we'll pass that particular statement. And then again, we have gone back for the third iteration. Again, we'll meet this continue keyword. So again, we'll skip that particular iteration. And then again, we have completed this whole all the iteration of our inner loop. We have gone back for the third iteration of our outer loop. So in a third iteration, this I value has become 3. So again, we are not meeting this condition. So now we will skip this particular if statement. So now I'll print this I and J. I value is 3, J value is 11. Print 3 and 11. So now in a second iteration of our inner loop, now the J value has become 34. Again, we'll meet with a continue keyword. So we'll skip that particular iteration. So we have gone for the second iteration, third iteration now. So now we have skipped out this continue, this if statement. So now I'll print I and J. Now we have completed all the iteration of our inner loop. So and now we have completed all the iteration of our outer loop also. So we have completed this whole nested for loop and we have exited out. This is how this continue keyword works in a nested for loop. So I hope this gives you a really good clarity what happens with these break and continue keywords in a nested for loop. So if you have learned something new, please subscribe my channel and don't forget to leave a comment. And thanks a lot for watching this video, and please continue watching other videos also, and there will be many more videos on this channel. So thanks a lot guys. Bye bye.